had an interesting comment on one of my videos. This one says, "You're rededicated," and I thought to myself, "Well, of course, yeah, sure, I'm dedicated, but am I really? Isn't it just simply routine?"
Will is the key. Will. Willpower. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I don't know much as you do, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody in here is more learned than I, much more of a scholar than I. But I know about coming back from seemingly unsurmountable odds. I know about coming back from when doctors tell you that you can't or that you shouldn't. Oh, you're too old. You shouldn't be. You should sit down somewhere and take it easy. Yeah, I got my AARP card in my wallet right now. In the same group. So you should sit down, sir, because of your diagnosis, and don't do a damn thing. Bullshit. Hell no. Every time I go to the doctor, they tell me what I shouldn't be doing, and what I should be doing, and what I won't do, and what I can't do. And I politely go out the door and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm gonna do that until they throw dirt on top of me. This is my life. And I choose to live it the way I want to live it. I won't let you decide how I live this life. I don't care how long or short it is. It's mine, motherfucker. And I'm gonna use it how I see fit. So your stories motivate me. They say, oh, after 35 years of lifting weights and open heart surgery and dying 3 times on the operating table, CT, what motivates you? Your story motivates me. Your story motivates me. The stories of extreme will. People that came through something or circumstances that they were not supposed to go through. You just ain't supposed to be able to do it. But he did it any goddamn way. It is impossible until some crazy son of a bitch has the audacity to believe that no matter what the expert or the doctor says, I can still do that shit. And if you don't believe it, just sit your ass down over there and watch me do it. How do you teach people to not look at something and say immediately, because the appearance, I can't do it, I give up, before they even attempt it? Oh, that's overtraining. Simply because it sounds like more than I ever done before. I can't do that. I won't even try. I won't even try. I give up before I even try. No. Oh, I tried, but I fell short. I tried my best, but I fell short. Is there victory in that? Goddamn right it is. anytime that you give your best effort, that you give everything that you possibly can give, there is satisfaction in knowing that I did my absolute best. I did all I could do. There's victory in that. There's satisfaction in that. Effort is so important. It is so important. The effort that you give. My last competition, I was unsuccessful in my attempt, but I consider it my greatest competition. Why, CT, you didn't get it? Because the day before that competition, my doctor looked me in the face and he said, if you go out there and you try to bench press 705 pounds, it's gonna kill you. Your valve is too weak, it'll be too much of a strain, it will explode right there on the stage and you're gonna die in front of all them people. That's my doctor told me that. I have trained my whole life for this. I have devoted my life to this. This is the reason for my existence. This is why I am here. And you asking me if I am going to compete? Of course I'll compete. And if I do happen to die on that stage tomorrow, then you know what? So fucking be it. So be it. I'ma do that fucking shit anyway. I'ma do it anyway. I'm gonna go out the king, the ruler, the beast that I was born to be. So do what you may.
So what do I mean by that? It's about doing something. When you do something that you love, it doesn't require very much will, you know. I think the dedication part comes in not so much at getting up 2 in the morning or, you know, working your ass off at the gym or sticking to your meals or sticking to your sleep. I think the dedication part comes in is the stuff outside of that, you know, life. Being dedicated is being resistant to the outside pressures and pitfalls of life. You know, if you're fucking, oh Jesus Christ, name a list. You know, being dedicated to your routine, you know, is what it's all about. You know, and why I say that your routine doesn't really require much dedication. Did I say that right? Let me run you through a scenario that and that'll make my point. So I got family coming up this weekend to celebrate my 50th. And they see your routine, especially with the gym and stuff, and it's like, holy shit, son, or holy shit, brother. You do this every day. You do this day in, day out. Like, don't you get bored, or don't you get tired, or don't you do this, or don't you get that? And I'm like, well, no, because I love it. And I explain to them, like, well, I don't just get up one day and just do this. This is a progression. I've been back at the gym for a month now. It starts off at, you know, figuring out what your schedule's going to be. Like, when am I going to work out? What am I going to eat? You got to plan it all out, what your schedule's going to look like. And set it up in a way that it accounts for life happening. So if life throws me something that can potentially knock me off course, or do something to throw me off track, I think about that ahead of time. I design a routine and a schedule or goals that prepare for that. You start off by your plan, and then you don't just jump into your plan. What you do is you follow certain steps of your plan until you're left with this ridiculous fucking schedule that people look like, and this ridiculous way of life. How the hell do you maintain this? And this is how you maintain this. And this is where I'm saying it doesn't really require dedication. It just requires routine, and you don't even realize you're doing it when you do things like this. So we'll start off with like sleep, So you make sure you change your sleeping schedule. So you start sleeping. You don't change nothing else. You just start changing your sleeping schedule. And then you start going to the gym. Like, say, a few days later, once you've adjusted to this new sleep schedule, then you start going to the gym. Go to the gym and go all out. Your main focus is just getting to the gym at that time. Get to the gym at that time. Get to the gym at that time. Get to the gym at that time. Then once you've established that, and that's easy, then now you're throwing in, okay, let's get this half an hour workout in. Get your sleep right, get to the gym on time, and get your half an hour workout in. And then your hour workout, your full workout, right? And then after that, then you build your intensity. So there's a few ways to do your intensity. You could either do it through more sets and reps, or more volume, or different levels of negative training, and that then you're at your full your most intense way of working out, and your most volume or whatever. And right along beside that, you have your eating, right? So you don't just start dieting right off the bat. You start just making sure you eat frequently. It can be chips, it can be ice cream, it can be whatever the fuck it is. Just make sure you're eating every 4 or 5 hours. It doesn't have to have this much protein, or this much carbs, or this much this, or this much that. Just make sure you're eating 4 or 5 hours. Then every day goes by, you change a little bit, you change a little bit, you change a little bit, until before you know it, you're eating chicken and broccoli, or you're eating goulash that I do for 5 to 6 times a day, whatever it is. And it just becomes routine. And the next thing you know, you're just like, holy shit, you're doing it. You're fucking doing it. And you haven't feel like you've suffered. But of course, it helps if you actually enjoy that lifestyle, If you don't like it, if you don't enjoy it, it's just going to make it that much tougher. I fucking love it. So I just love everything it provides for me. So, but that's it. You take these steps gradually, and before you know it, you're right in the thick of it. You don't even feel the change. And so when life starts throwing stuff at you, trying to trip you up, it's not this shock. It's just like, okay, well, yeah, okay, I'll deal with this, and I can eat later, go to the gym later. And it won't throw you off track, because if you design things in a way that it's just, maybe, I don't know if I explained that right. Maybe I didn't explain that right. Yeah, I kind of did because like when things are too hard or you make your routine is too difficult, it takes the littlest thing that you off track because it's just so fucking hard to maintain. So my point, thank you. Now I'm trying to get to what I was the point I was trying to make. By taking gradual steps, to the outside it may look really hard, but you're so used to it that these things that life can throw at you to trip you up won't trip. Yeah, sure, you might not miss you might miss a meal, or you might miss a workout, or it might be late, or you might not get a good night's sleep. But you'll stay on track. It doesn't throw you off. You're prepared for it. You're like what would be a good like when you're setting up your plan and you're going through the motions like you've done like the first week going through the schedule, you know where your problems are going to be to maintain your routine. Maybe you have a transportation issue, or you have some kind of diet issue, or a scheduling issue with your kids. When you start doing your schedule and your plan, you see where these problems land in, and you know when they're gonna pop up. You have a pretty good idea when they're gonna pop up. You know, there's just so many variables I couldn't possibly tell you everything right now. But that's why when you go into it, you take it slow, step by step, and it's like a trial run, but it's a trial run, but it's not. You know, you weed out all the problems and small in these small increments, and even when you get to your final plan, your final routine, your final diet, your final schedule, you're always going to make these adjustments constantly. Trust me, it's unavoidable. You're always going to have to make these fine-tuned adjustments to make it better, more efficient, easier to maintain. So as far as dedication, it's just I don't know. I don't even know if dedication is the right word. Um, you know, is it dedication to get up and go to work every day? Is it dedication to put food in your mouth? Is it dedication to get in your car and drive to town? You know, does the dedication part come into where you're actually in the gym physically fucking, you know, doing something that's physically demanding? Maybe, I guess. I suppose maybe it is. But you don't, it doesn't feel that way. Maybe some people it does though. You know, maybe some people really fucking have to grind that shit out. Like even on days, I don't even have. I'm trying to think about days where it's just, no, I don't want to go. Usually, if there's that kind of thing happening, I know it's time to take a day off. If I'm feeling that, like, oh, it's so hard today, and I don't want to go, you know, that's a sign that's telling me that's maybe it's time to take a day off. You know, when I take a day off, I mean, I take a fucking day off. You know, I don't think about what do I have to eat. I don't think about working out. I don't think about nothing. I do everything to be off schedule. You know, the reason I do that is it's why do I do that? There's a very good reason for it. Like I don't try and like if I know I'm taking a day off, like I'm not trying to like salvage a day or make the best of a day. I mean, no, you need a fucking day off. Just put your mind. You know what it is? It's because what happens, for me, anyways, you can lose sight of things that are important. Maybe you can lose sight of things outside of your routine, and I guess the word I'm looking for is like a balance. You know, you may hear people say that, oh, fuck that, I shut the world off and I done the gym for 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, you know. kind of mistake. Well, maybe it isn't. Maybe some people that's a good idea, but I don't think that's a healthy thing to do. Because I think it makes you forget what you're probably training for in the first place, why you're dieting in the first place. It's and you can't forget about life. What's happening outside of your bubble is kind of important, right? Because you're gonna have to face it eventually, and if you ignore it, life's got a funny way of getting you when you're unprepared. What would dedicated mean? Maybe dedicated means doing something that you don't have to do, but you have to do. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it means. I should look it up, but I don't think that's the right word. Not that I'm saying, not that I don't understand what she meant. Of course I know what she meant by that. I'm just having an excuse to make a video. Fuck. But, take my advice. If you do things in these small steps and you gradually add things to your schedule, like to the plan, you're really not going to notice it. You're going to notice that you're eating the most boring food. You're not going to notice that you're, holy shit, I've been at the gym 2.5 hours. And you can look, like, when I write everything down, I look at my, like, holy fuck, I've done 7 days without a fucking day off. I'm like, holy shit, man. And then I'll look back some days, I'm like, see, yeah, it is possible I can go 8 days, yeah, and it says here I wasn't burnt out, it says here I felt great, my book tells me everything. So sometimes, it's like, hardest part for me is when I first wake up from my nap, because I'm just like, my eyes are like glued, like they're glued shut. Cause, when you train and you eat like this and you're scheduled like this, you fucking sleep, like you're fucking tired. And you sleep well. But it's always tough to get up because you're just, I'll just sit at the end of the bed. I'm just like, fuck, I'll just sit there and kind of rock like this. And sometimes I move off the bed a little quicker than other days, but that's the only tough part. I always tell myself, okay, we're not working out, we don't have to cook, we don't have to do nothing. The only thing you have to do right now is make it to that kitchen table with a cup of coffee, and the rest will take care of itself. That's it. I don't even think about my whole fucking day, because my days, I get up around, well, it depends what time I get off work. Sometimes I get off work around 9, so I'll set my alarm for maybe 1 or 2. Like, the earlier you get off, the earlier you go to the gym, but no matter the mission at the end of the bed, I don't think about what I have to do over the next 24 hours, or anything. Do errands, work out, pay bills. Today's a cooking day, do shopping, drive to Orleans or Ottawa, or just, I gotta deal with this fucking issue, I gotta call this friend, and no, I just say, okay, I just need to make it to the fucking kitchen table with my cup of coffee. And then once I get there, routine just takes over. It just takes over. It's like, oh yeah, okay. Your body gets used to it in a way that it's like, okay, your body's telling you, okay, it's time to do this now. I'm ready. It's time to do this now. I'm ready. Whether that be going to the bathroom or, and you can feel it. You can. It's how do you describe that? It's not always ready to fucking pull 500 pounds off the floor or 400 pounds on your back or press a couple hundred pounds. It's not already ready for that, but I mean, it's ready for your day, your routine, your schedule. It's ready for that. Believe me, it's ready for the gym. It is, but it's not so much maybe ready for all that weight you're gonna hit it with. But your body knows, the routine. Your mind knows the routine. You know, help it along. Find out where your weak points are. Weak points are in your schedule are. Like even if if your plan doesn't work out, try a new plan. There's a lot of starting over to this. A lot of starting over. Oh, geez, I really thought that was gonna work. Start over. Do a new plan. Do a new schedule. Do a new workout routine. But like I said, with every plan, ease into it. Ease into it. Just don't just jump in with 2 feet. I do everything now. It's just, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. It's like I freaking had, it's even with my bodybuilding supplements, I got them all for me. It's like, I just want to take them all, but, I got to go through the whole process. Okay, this amount, this amount, this amount. Then, we're at this. Now we can add this a little bit. Now we can add this, and go through this whole strenuous process. Well, because my body will absorb it, see how it feels. It's not a shock to it, but yet it's doing what it needs to do. And you just take all the steps, man, and gradually take all the steps. And this is a hard lesson I've learned, right? Being manic all the time, always 100 miles an hour, right away, all of it. So when you live like that, that's when things fucking happen out of your control, and they usually hit you pretty goddamn hard. You got to give yourself time to maneuver and get out of the way, or look at it from another angle. Give yourself the best chance at success. Hopefully this made sense. Fuck. I just woke up from my nap. And had to eat. I'm like, not really feeling like super hungry, but I have to eat, so I just made myself a protein shake. And then just kind of had this idea, fuck it, I'll sit down, have a shake, have a conversation with you fine folks, rewatch it and see if it fucking makes sense. I'm pretty sure I made my point. Anyways, have a great day. Till I see you guys again. Take care of yourselves, care of each other. God bless you all.
Being ashamed, I'm going off the rails on the crazy train.